I'd like to give you guys a couple of examples. These examples are actually from my own experience. When I say my own experience, it actually means that as a contact center consultant, before I conduct the actual training class, I actually walk into the call center. They give me a workstation with a headset and the call logger. Call logger is basically a place where they record all the calls. So before the training, I went to this one bank. I will not name the names. And I was listening to this person's call, and I'm considering that a bad example of a debt collection call. So here's what this person did. So let's look at this. The collector, he says, I'm calling about your credit card payment. It is overdue by 2 months already. When will you make the payment? So the customer says, I'll pay next week. So the collector says, okay, thank you very much, and hangs up the phone. Guess what? This customer obviously didn't pay. And why this customer didn't pay next week or next month is very simple. It's because this, of course, an empty promise. However, the customer pictured taking money out of their pocket and giving to them next week. So when that picture comes to the customer's mind, it's not a very pretty picture for them. It is not a picture that helps them. It doesn't motivate them to make the payment. It's not a good picture. However, now let's see if we can look at a positive example, a very solid example of a debt collector. Of course, once again, this was a bank. I also went into this courier service call center. Once again, I've named some of those names. Now, this particular collector, I listened to a few of their calls, and the dialogue that this person was using, and this was after the training. This is post-training assessment, when I was listening to their calls after the training. And so now this person was able to create pictures in these people's minds. So let's look at this. This person says, I'm calling to inform you that your account with us is now 3 months overdue, and the amount that needs to be paid this week is 1,000 ringgit. This is a bit worrisome. So I'm calling to see if everything is okay with you and your business. Now, when this person starts off the call like this, they're actually creating a certain picture in the customer's mind, not a picture of them taking money out of their pocket and giving to them. Instead, they're picturing that this caller is basically saying, we are worried about you. If you look at the picture on the right-hand side, this is what we are trying the customer to picture in their mind. So this successful debt collector, this person is actually on top of their call center in terms of performance. So now, during the call, in one of the other calls, this is what this debt collector said. Check this out. According to this, okay, I understand that sometimes we have to pay. Now you have to remember that we are trying to talk to these people who've got many other bills. And we need to get these people to picture the fact that even if you have these other bills, you can still pay us. So how does this person start talking about this? I understand that sometimes we have to pay other bills that are higher priority first. Is there any other pressing expense that feels like first priority to you right now? If the customer says, yes, I have some other things I have to pay and I cannot be paying you guys right now. So we say, what if we could figure out a way for you to fulfill both the obligations? Not only pay them, you can also pay us. We just need to together have a quick discussion. When we say this, now if you look at the picture on the right-hand side, the customer is picturing their other bills and also thinking to themselves, let me listen to this person's solution, whatever solution this person is about to tell me, because maybe I will be able to pay all my debts instead of pay one and then not pay the other. So that's another picture that this person was creating. You would be surprised at the results this debt collector was creating for this courier company. Because I looked at their numbers, I think a couple of months after when I went back to their contact center. Then the same debt collector during a different call, this is what this person said. Actually, my biggest worry is that you have important packages that need to be dispatched daily. We need to ensure that your delivery process continues as forecasted. If our system blocks your account, the backed up deliveries can occupy too much space in your warehouse. Customers might start complaining. So now I'm not saying pay me. I'm not saying I'm going to block your account. What I'm saying in an assertive manner, that these things might happen because the system will automatically block your account. And you can see that the three statements that I've shown you until now are creating the three pictures on the right hand side. Well, these are pictures that come to my head. Now this gentleman, when he was collecting, he also, in another call, this is what he said. While dealing with tough customers, 3 to 4 months, now these people are quite heavy in terms of their arrears. In other words, overdue. Another problem is, this is what this guy said. Another problem is that by tomorrow, our system is scheduled to block your account and the finance department will refer your account to legal department. This can generate unnecessary documentation from our side and serious inconvenience and hassle for you. Legal letters, court summons. I suggest we think of a workable solution so that we can avoid all of these eventualities. So when we tell them this, we are still not aggressive. We are still being very soft, but letting our words do the job and the tone of our voice, a soft, happy, concerned, assertive tone. So the picture in their mind all of a sudden will become the judge saying, you must pay, or whatever the decision that the judge takes. Call with asking them to pay without understanding the customer's perspective, without understanding or creating these positive and concerning images in their minds, the percentage of collection versus the number of calls you will make will always be low. This particular company increased their collections by approximately 20%. And the only way they could do that is by those attendees of the training program who actually wanted to implement what I taught them in the training about creating these pictures. And then we want to create, and what we normally would do in the training program is to think of the picture first. What picture do we want in their mind? So we look at the picture first, and together during the training, we come up with various statements, and then together we choose the best one that will create that particular picture that we want to create in their mind.